If your girlfriend complains about you going to too many bars when you visit Las Vegas, then I'm going to show you a more upscale activity you can do that will keep her less annoyed. That's right, we're going on a tour of every brewery on the Las Vegas Strip. Our first stop is Brewdog. Look at the review. Beautiful space, delicious food, and beer is last. So you can tell your girlfriend you're just coming here for the ambience and food if she asks. But in reality, you get absolutely wasted over these 20 beers, many of which are brewed on site. And if you come here Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6 p.m., all the beers are only $7. Brewdog is on South Strip, across from the New York. It's impossible to miss their big blue sign, unless you're wasted, in which case you probably don't need any more alcohol. You'll see the brewing vats right when you get off the elevator, right next to this highly flammable Christmas tree. I've only been here twice, but every time I go, there's absolutely nobody on the first floor. You have to go to those stairs in the back and walk up to the rooftop area, which does not disappoint for brews and views. I just hope they're not bleeding money on rent for 2 floors if they're only using 1. The outdoor bar is actually kind of small. It only fits about 8 people, and this is where all my fellow solo drinkers were. But most people were sitting at a table ordering food, despite my sarcastic introduction, so I guess I was wrong about this one. But the ambience is pretty nice, and this view I can't argue with. It has to be the best view from any brewery on the Las Vegas Strip. And they're big fans of recycling. Just look at this decor by the bathroom. Looks like someone tried to peel this one off looking for a beer. Our next brewery is at the Palazzo, which is attached to the Venetian. Just look for the escalators when you walk in. You want to go up to the Grand Canal Shops. This place's signage is more subtle than Brewdog's. Look for the sign for Trustworthy Brewing Company. It's going to be right next to the plaza between the Venetian and the Palazzo. Right down this hallway, look for this little movie theater marquee. It's kind of confusing why a brewery would advertise this way. But what do I know? I'm just a sarcastic guy with a very small YouTube channel. Anyway, this place also has a happy hour from 3 to 6 p.m. where they knock $2 off of any beer. You can either get a glass, or for only $3 extra, get a 24-ounce mug, which is 50% more beer. And remember, if you come here for happy hour, that's $10 for a 24-ounce big mug of beer. That's basically like $5 drafts I showed in my last video. Except you get a much better selection of all these beers. This is what the 24-ounce mug looks like. You can see it's a pretty good size and should keep you occupied for about an hour. These normal people next to me got these tiny glasses. You can see how small they are in comparison. This brewery started in Burbank, California, and recently moved here to Nevada. I guess like many of the other Californians, frustrated with the politics and financial burdens they face on a daily basis. And here's some more brewing vats inside their own dedicated room. It looks climate controlled. And they have these hibernation station barrels here. I'm not sure what they're aging inside, but it must be good. And our last stop is kind of a bonus, because it's neither on the Strip, nor is it an actual brewery, despite being called the Ellis Island Hotel, Casino, and Brewery. But it's not a bad stop if you like beer, and maybe worth the 10-minute walk from the Strip. The best way to walk there is to walk by the Horseshoe. Stay on the Horseshoe side of the road, because it gets kind of complicated as you walk down. You know you're getting close when you walk by this employment center for Caesars. This must be a great location so people can pregame at the brewery before they go in for their job interview. Make sure you go in this entrance. It's confusing because there's Ellis Island Hotel, which is right next door, so just look for this sign that says Moolah all over it. Then just make a U-turn and you'll get to the front yard, where you can walk in through these automatic doors. The bar is a pretty good size, and they have this outdoor seating counter as well. You can also gamble while you drink at the bar. While there's not an actual brewery on site, you can't argue with their prices. $4 for these 4 drafts that they brew themselves, but off-site. If you get one of their more expensive $6 beers, they serve it to you in this tiny chalice, so I do not recommend going this route. But hey, it's not a bad place for cheap beer. And they have this stage where they do some performances. There used to be an on-site brewery, I was told, but now they just get it delivered from one of their other branches in Utah, I believe. So that's our grand tour of all 2 breweries on the Las Vegas Strip. If you need more drinking options, check out my next video here on where to find $5 drafts on the Las Vegas Strip.